Hello, coin enthusiasts and collectors. Welcome back to my channel All Old Rare Coins, where we dive deep into the world of rare coins and uncover hidden treasures you never knew existed. Today, we're going to explore one of the most fascinating pieces of American numismatic history, the United States $quarter coin, specifically the ones minted between 1889 and 2007. You might have a few of these coins lying around, thinking they're just standard quarters, but today, we'll reveal why some of these quarters could be worth far more than their face value. Whether you're a seasoned collector or a beginner just getting into the world of coin collecting, you're in the right place. Stick around until the end, as we'll be sharing a jaw-dropping price for one of these coins, and trust me, you won't believe the value of one of these rare quarters. Let's start with a bit of history. The $quarter coin, also known as the quarter, has been a staple of American currency for centuries. First introduced in 1796, it's one of the most iconic and recognizable coins in the U.S. Mint's long history. Between 1889 and 2007, the quarter underwent various design changes, with different series, mint marks, and special editions being released. But it's the rare, collectible quarters from certain years that collectors prized the most. Over the years, some quarters were minted with specific characteristics, making them incredibly rare and sought after by collectors. For example, coins minted with a certain mint mark or in limited quantities can hold a much higher value than others. Some quarters from the late 1800s, early 1900s, and even the 20th century have captured the attention of collectors and investors alike. They're not just pieces of currency, they're pieces of history. Now, let's talk about coin value and what makes these quarters so special. The value of a quarter isn't just determined by its face value. It's largely based on factors like its condition, rarity, and the mint year. A coin in circulated condition is worth less than one in uncirculated condition, and when you find a rare mint mark or a special edition coin, its price can soar. For example, the 1896 S. Barber quarter and the 1932 D. Washington quarter are two incredibly rare and valuable coins from the past century. Some of the most expensive quarters ever sold come from the early 20th century, when minting techniques were evolving, and the country was undergoing significant change. The design of the Washington quarter, which was introduced in 1932, became an iconic symbol of the country's values and history. However, even within this period, there are coins that were minted in low quantities or with errors that make them highly valuable today. Let's talk about one of the most valuable United States $quarter coins in the modern era, a coin that might just be sitting in your collection. If you're lucky enough to own one of the rarest versions of these coins, you could be holding a treasure worth far more than its original face value. For example, one such quarter from the 1932 D. Washington quarter series, which was minted in very limited quantities, recently sold for an astronomical price at auction.so. If you've ever wondered what makes a coin valuable, it's all about knowing the right characteristics to look for. If you have a quarter with a mint mark, such as D or S, or a coin in excellent condition, you could have something special on your hands. Even quarters from later years, such as 2007, can be valuable if they have unique features or were part of a limited series. Now, let's get to the exciting part. You might be wondering just how much a United States $quarter coin can be worth. Well, let me tell you that some rare and pristine examples of these coins have sold for mind-blowing prices. In fact, one of the rarest coins in this series, a 1901 S. Barber quarter, fetched an impressive $91,000. Yes, you heard that right, $91,000 for a single quarter. Now, that's a pretty amazing find. To put it into perspective, imagine having a coin that you thought was just a regular quarter, only to realize that it's worth thousands of dollars. Many collectors are actively searching for these coins, and if you find one in the right condition, you could be looking at a life-changing amount of money. So, what should you do if you think you might have a valuable quarter? First, check its condition. Coins that are in uncirculated or mint state condition will always fetch more. Then, take a closer look at its mint mark, year, and any other unique features. If you're not sure whether your coin is valuable, consider having it appraised by a professional coin dealer. They'll be able to help you determine if you've got a hidden gem. To wrap things up, the United States $quarter coin minted from 1889 to 2007 holds more than just historical significance. These coins could be hiding a fortune, especially if you have a rare or well-preserved example in your collection. You might just have a coin worth hundreds, thousands, or even tens of thousands of dollars sitting in your wallet, safe, or coin collection. Top 2 expensive coin. We're talking about one of the most iconic coins in American history, the United States $quarter coin minted between 1817 and 2002. This time span covers many different series and designs, and there's a lot to explore about the coin value and what makes some of these quarters worth a fortune. Now, you may think that all quarters are worth just 25 cents, but that's far from the truth when it comes to certain historic quarters. The $quarter coin has a rich history, and some versions of it, especially from earlier years, can be worth far more than their face value. From early designs to the famous Washington quarter, this coin's value has changed dramatically over the years. So, if you've got any of these quarters in your collection, it might be time to check their value, because you could have a hidden gem. Let's start with a brief history of the United States $quarter coin. The quarter has been around for centuries, and the 1817 to 2002 period covers several important moments in U.S. history. The coin went through a variety of designs during this time, from the capped bust quarter in the early 1800s to the seated Liberty and eventually the Barber quarter, and of course, the Washington quarter that we're all familiar with today. Each of these coins carries its own unique history, which contributes to their rarity and, ultimately, their value. The capped bust quarter, minted between 1815 and 1838, is one of the most sought-after versions of the quarter. This series is known for its elegant design featuring Lady Liberty with a capped bust. Over time, these coins became increasingly rare, and in excellent condition, they are considered highly collectible. Finding an uncirculated capped bust quarter from this period is a rare treasure that could fetch a premium price from collectors. As time passed, the U.S. Mint released new quarter designs to reflect changes in the country's culture and leadership. In 1892, the Barber quarter was introduced and became a significant part of U.S. coinage until the early 1900s. The Barber quarter was named after its designer, Charles E. Barber, and is another popular coin among collectors today. These quarters, especially the ones in mint condition, have seen their values rise as interest in older U.S. coins continues to grow. Some of these Barber quarters from rare years, like the 1896 S, can fetch thousands of dollars at auction, especially if they've been well preserved. Fast forward to the introduction of the Washington quarter in 1932, which became a symbol of U.S. currency for generations. The Washington quarter replaced the standing Liberty quarter, which was seen as too complex for a coin design. The Washington quarter featured the first president of the United States, George Washington, and it became a staple of U.S. coinage for decades. These quarters were minted in large numbers, but certain years, especially those with unique mint marks or errors, can still be worth a lot to collectors. In fact, some quarters minted between 1817 and 2002 hold extraordinary value due to their rarity, condition, and unique characteristics. Some of the rarest examples include coins with minting errors or those from years where production was limited. For instance, if you have a quarter from the 1932 Washington quarter series, you're sitting on a coin that could be worth much more than the 25-cent face value. These coins, due to their limited mintage, can command premium prices from collectors who are always on the lookout for rare coins to add to their collections. Now, let's talk about one of the most exciting parts of coin collecting: coin value. As with any collectible, the value of a coin isn't just determined by its age or design. It's also based on the condition of the coin and its rarity. Uncirculated coins, or those in mint condition, are always the most valuable. When it comes to the United States $quarter coin, collectors often pay top dollar for coins that have been well preserved, especially if they're from rare years or contain unique characteristics like misprints or errors in the minting process. So, what can you expect for the value of a rare quarter from the 1817 to 2002 period? Well, if you're lucky enough to find a high-grade, rare quarter, you could be looking at a serious payday. In fact, some quarters from this series have sold for thousands of dollars at auction. But there's one coin in particular that really stands out. One of the most valuable quarters ever sold, a 1916 Standing Liberty quarter, fetched an astonishing $83,000 at auction. Yes, that's right, $83,000 for a single quarter. So, what does this mean for you? It means that if you have a United States $quarter coin from 1817 to 2002, it might be worth checking its condition, year, and mint mark. You could have a hidden treasure on your hands, just waiting to be discovered. Whether you're new to coin collecting or a seasoned pro, knowing how to evaluate the value of your quarters is key to building a valuable collection. As we wrap up, remember that coin collecting is about more than just finding rare coins. It's about appreciating the history behind each piece and the journey it has taken through time. If you think you have a rare United States quarter, take the time to carefully examine it. It might just be worth more than you ever imagined. Top 3 Unique Coin. We're going to dive deep into a coin that has captured the attention of collectors and investors alike, the United States $quarter coin minted between 1816 and 2002. Whether you're new to coin collecting or a seasoned pro, you'll want to stick around for this one, because you could have a rare gem in your collection without even realizing it. From early designs to modern varieties, the $quarter coin has a fascinating history, and some of these coins are worth far more than their face value. Over the course of more than 180 years, the $quarter went through various designs, making it one of the most iconic coins in U.S. history. It all started in 1816 when the U.S. Mint began producing the capped bust quarter, which was in circulation until 1838. This coin was the first of many to grace the country's currency and had a design that's now considered one of the most classic and collectible of all time. Featuring a portrait of Lady Liberty, this quarter holds significant historical value and is one of the most coveted coins among collectors of early U.S. currency. The capped bust design was followed by the seated Liberty quarter, which was introduced in 1838 and remained in circulation until the late 1800s. The design of this quarter features Lady Liberty sitting on a rock, holding a shield and a spear. This seated Liberty series became one of the most recognizable and iconic designs in the history of U.S. coins, and over time, it became more and more rare as it was replaced by newer designs. One of the most sought-after and valuable quarters from this era is the seated Liberty quarter from 1851. These coins, especially those in mint condition, have sold for tens of thousands of dollars at auction due to their rarity. The seated Liberty quarter is an excellent example of a coin that has seen its value skyrocket because of its unique design and the limited number of high-grade examples available today. Then came the Barber quarter, introduced in 1892 and named after its designer, Charles E. Barber. This coin remained in circulation until 1916 and featured a profile of Liberty wearing a headband. The Barber quarter is an important part of U.S. coinage history, and like the other quarters we've mentioned, certain years of the Barber quarter are highly collectible. The 1896 Barber quarter, for example, is one of the rarest and most valuable of the entire series. It has sold for hundreds of thousands of dollars at auction due to its rarity and condition. Fast forward to the Washington quarter, which was introduced in 1932 to commemorate the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth. The Washington quarter became an instant success and has been a staple of U.S. currency ever since. While the Washington quarter was produced in massive quantities, there are still rare variants and error coins from this series that can fetch a significant amount of money at auction. Some of the most valuable coins from the Washington quarter series include those from 1932 and the early 1940s, when mintage numbers were lower than usual. However, not all quarters from the 1816 to 2002 period are created equal. The value of a coin isn't just determined by its age, rarity, condition, and minting errors play a huge role in determining the price. For instance, a coin that has a minting error or an unusual die mark can be worth exponentially more than one in standard condition. Collectors and investors alike will pay top dollar for misstrikes, double dies, or coins with other anomalies that make them stand out from the typical coins found in circulation. The United States $quarter coin has a fascinating history, and as we've seen, certain rare quarters from this period are worth a lot more than just their face value. But what can you expect if you happen to own one of these rare quarters? Let me tell you, some of the highly sought-after coins from this series have sold for remarkable amounts of money at auction. In fact, one such quarter from the 1800s recently fetched a jaw-dropping price of $70,000 at a major coin auction. Yes, $70,000 for just one single quarter. Imagine holding a quarter in your hand that you thought was just a regular piece of currency, only to find out that it's worth a small fortune. That's what makes coin collecting so exciting. You never know what treasures are waiting to be discovered in your collection. So, if you've got any quarters from 1816 to 2002, take a moment to really look at them closely. Pay attention to their condition, mint mark, and any potential error features. You could have a coin that's worth a lot more than you thought. And if you're lucky enough to find a rare specimen in mint condition, you could be sitting on a valuable coin that might just change your life. In conclusion, the United States $quarter coin minted between 1816 and 2002 is more than just a piece of currency, it's a piece of history. From the capped bust quarter to the Washington quarter, these coins have evolved over time, and some have become incredibly valuable in the world of coin collecting. Whether you're a novice collector or a seasoned expert, don't underestimate the value of these coins. A quarter that seems ordinary today could be worth tens of thousands of dollars tomorrow. Top 4 rare coin. We're diving into a coin that's only a few years old but could already be worth a fortune. If you're a coin collector or just someone who loves learning about the history and value of US currency, this is an exciting one for you. We're talking about the United States $quarter coin minted in 2022, a relatively recent coin with some fascinating potential in the world of numismatics. At first glance, a 2022 quarter might seem like just another coin in your pocket, but if you know what to look for, it could be much more than that. With the rise in popularity of collectible coins in recent years, newer issues like this one have begun to attract the attention of collectors and investors alike. So, what makes the 2022 quarter special, and why should you care about its value? Let's start by talking about the design of the 2022 quarter. Every year, the U.S. Mint releases new designs for the quarter to commemorate different aspects of American history, culture, and values. For 2022, the U.S. Mint introduced a new design series for the American Women Quarters program, which honors some of the most influential women in U.S. history. The first coin in the series featured the likeness of Maya Angelou, the renowned poet, author, and civil rights activist. The reverse side of the coin shows a beautiful representation of Maya Angelou, along with a depiction of a bird in flight, symbolizing freedom and hope. This quarter represents a new chapter in U.S. coinage, with a focus on celebrating the contributions of women throughout history. What makes the 2022 Maya Angelou quarter stand out is not just its design but also its limited mintage and the potential for rare errors. As with many modern coins, certain variants of this issue could become highly valuable over time. The American Women Quarters program is a relatively new initiative, and any coin that's part of this series, especially one that commemorates such an important figure in history, is bound to attract attention from collectors. But how do you know if you have one of the valuable 2022 quarters? Well, the value of a coin isn't just about the year or design, it's about its condition, rarity, and any minting errors it might have. While most of the 2022 quarters are in circulation and worth only their 25-cent face value, there are some that could be worth thousands of dollars to the right buyer. The key to identifying a rare 2022 quarter lies in examining the coin for certain features. For instance, a minting error can significantly increase a coin's value. This could include things like a double die, where the design is stamped more than once, creating a blurry or misaligned image. Errors like these are relatively rare, and when they do occur, collectors are willing to pay top dollar for them. Other features, like unusual misprints or off-center strikes, could also make the coin much more valuable. In addition to minting errors, coins that are in pristine condition, meaning they've been well preserved, free from scratches or wear and tear, are more valuable as well. A coin that has been carefully stored and protected, especially in uncirculated condition, will be much more valuable than one that has been used and abused in everyday transactions. But what exactly can you expect in terms of price? You might be surprised to learn that even a relatively recent coin like the 2022 Maya Angelou quarter can fetch a significant amount of money. Due to the limited mintage, the popularity of the American Women Quarters program, and the potential for rare minting errors, some 2022 quarters have been known to sell for amounts far above their face value. If you're fortunate enough to find a perfectly preserved 2022 quarter with a rare error or misprint, you could be looking at a value in the thousands. In fact, certain examples of the 2022 Maya Angelou quarter have sold for up to $22,000 at auction. Yes, you read that right, $22,000 for a single quarter. This incredible price is a reflection of the rarity, condition, and historical significance of the coin. If you happen to have one of these special coins, it could be worth much more than you ever imagined. So, what should you do if you have a 2022 quarter and want to know if it's valuable? First, take a close look at the condition of the coin. Is it uncirculated or in near-perfect condition? If it is, that's a great start. Next, examine the coin for any signs of minting errors or other unusual characteristics. If you notice anything out of the ordinary, such as a misaligned strike, a double die, or an off-center design, you may have a rare coin on your hands. Even if your 2022 quarter doesn't have an error, don't discount it completely. Coins from this American Women Quarters program will likely increase in value as more time passes, especially if the design becomes more sought after. In the world of coin collecting, it's not just the age of the coin that determines its worth, it's the rarity, condition, and historical significance that can drive its value through the roof. The 2022 Maya Angelou quarter is a great example of a modern coin with huge potential, and who knows, maybe you've already got one of these rare coins hiding in your collection, just waiting to be discovered. Top 5 Last coin. We've got an exciting topic for you. If you've ever wondered about the value of older coins or how certain quarter-dollar coins can become extremely valuable, you're in for a real treat. In this video, we're going to talk about the United States quarter-dollar coin minted between 1890 and 2007 with the D mint mark. These coins are not just part of U.S. history, they could also be worth a fortune. So, let's dive right in and explore the fascinating world of these quarters, their history, and what makes them worth so much money today. First, let's start by taking a look at the history of these coins. The quarter dollar has been in circulation for over 2 centuries, and many different designs have graced the reverse side of this iconic coin. However, between 1890 and 2007, the D mint mark is particularly noteworthy. The D mint mark indicates that the coin was struck at the Denver Mint, one of the most famous minting facilities in the United States. This mint has produced some of the most important and valuable coins in U.S. history, and the quarter-dollar coins produced here are no exception. Throughout the years, the Denver Mint has been responsible for producing quarters with several notable designs, including the Barber Quarter, the Standing Liberty Quarter, and the Washington Quarter. The Washington Quarter, which was introduced in 1932 to honor the first President of the United States, George Washington, is especially significant. These coins have been in circulation for decades, and some of the older Washington quarters, particularly those minted with the D mint mark, are incredibly valuable today. But what exactly makes these 1890 to 2007 D mint mark quarters so special and valuable? The value of a coin is determined by several factors: its rarity, condition, and demand among collectors. While many of the quarter-dollar coins produced between 1890 and 2007 were minted in large quantities, certain years and types of quarters are much rarer than others. Coins that were produced in smaller quantities or that feature unique characteristics tend to be more valuable. For example, some Barber quarters minted in the late 1800s, particularly the ones with the D mint mark, are among the rarest in the series. The 1896 D Barber quarter is one of the most sought-after coins in this series, with only a limited number of examples known to exist in good condition. In fact, coins from this period in exceptional condition can command tens of thousands of dollars at auction. Barber quarters like this one set the tone for the high value that certain quarters can achieve, even more than a century after they were minted. When we fast forward to the Standing Liberty Quarters minted in the early 20th century, we also find several notable examples that feature the D mint mark. The 1917 D Standing Liberty Quarter is a particularly rare and valuable coin. It's highly sought after by collectors due to its low mintage numbers and its unique design. Many collectors focus on acquiring the Standing Liberty Quarter series, and specific mint marks, especially the D mint mark, significantly boost the coin's value. Let's not forget the Washington quarters minted from 1932 to 1964, which are another group of quarters with the D mint mark that are widely collected. Even though these quarters were minted in large numbers, certain years still command impressive prices at auction. The 1942 D Washington quarter, for example, is one of the rarer examples in this series, and coins from this year in exceptional condition can fetch thousands of dollars. When the Washington Quarter series transitioned to the State Quarters program in 1999, the demand for older quarters, particularly those with the D mint mark, only grew as collectors became more focused on acquiring key dates and rare variants. But how do you know if you have a rare 1890 to 2007 D mint mark quarter? The first step is to inspect the condition of the coin. Coins that are in mint state or have been well preserved are always going to be worth more than coins that have been heavily circulated and show signs of wear. The second step is to look for minting errors or varieties. Coins that feature misstrikes, double dies, or off-center strikes can increase in value significantly. Even something as simple as a small die crack can turn an ordinary coin into a rare collectible that could sell for much more than its face value. To help you understand the potential worth of these coins, consider the value of some of the highest priced examples in the 1890 to 2007 D quarter series. These quarters can sell for anywhere from a few $100s to tens of thousands depending on their condition and rarity. In fact, one exceptionally rare quarter from this period recently sold at auction for an incredible $39,000. Yes, you heard that right, $39,000 for a single $quarter coin. This is an amazing example of how coins that seem common can become worth a small fortune if they're rare, in exceptional condition, and have a high demand from collectors. So, if you're holding onto a collection of quarters from 1890 to 2007, it might be time to take a closer look. Check for the D mint mark, examine the condition of each coin, and see if you can find any signs of rarity or minting errors. You might just have a hidden treasure on your hands. If you ever stumble upon a quarter from this series with the D mint mark, don't just assume it's worth only a quarter. Depending on the year, mint mark, and condition, you could have a coin that's worth much more than its face value, maybe even a fortune. Thank you so much for watching today's video. I hope you've learned something valuable about these United States quarter-dollar coins from 1890 to 2007 with the D mint mark. If you've enjoyed this content and want to learn more about rare coins and their value, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any future videos. And who knows, you might just have a $39,000 quarter hidden in your collection. Happy collecting, and I'll see you in the next video.